Okay, wait, dude, let's make a list.
Hit me.
Matthews finally scored.
Yeah.
Zaitsev finally scored ever.
I saw that.
William Nylander got on the score sheet more than once.
Multiple times.
Kadthree scored a hat trick.
A real one.
Do you know what this means?
That praying to Gary Roberts works?
No, it means... You pray to Gary Roberts?
Hi! Victory, puppy! Land the parade! I have no idea what I'm doing. God, to the riches only! This team is ruining my life!
Victory, puppies, boys! Oh my goodness, the yelling is going to decrease by so much. I'm so happy. It's now going to be happy yelling. Here's one for the road. Here's one for the road. It's going to be a very long break. Oh, I'm going to miss you. I'm not even going to see you once during the bye week. Where are you going? Leafs win 6-3 over the Washington Capitals. That's taking control of the cup. That's how it works. Leafs win for what feels like the first time in 1,000 years. Yeah! Did I even fix the camera? Oh, sorry, I can't be doing too much of that screaming today. I start recording my audiobook. So we'll start with a gentle Capitals fans if I were you segment before getting into the game and then taking the Leafs into the break, which is a long one, by the way, which is why we're recording the audiobook now. Capitals fans if I were you, you should be proud. Not of the team necessarily, they just lost 7 straight, but of yourselves. I didn't appreciate all the tweets heading into the game like, oh, you're guaranteed to win. Don't try that reverse psychology on me. But the team has lost 7 straight. And they're the reigning Stanley Cup champions. And I've told myself for the longest time, I don't care what the Leafs do the next season, if they win the cup, I'm gonna be happy. And you're not satisfied. Nor should you be. And you know what? You got those memories. You saw them win the Stanley Cup, you saw them swim in the friggin' pool, and you went to the parade, babes. And that's wonderful! But that was then. This is now. You saw them win the cup once, and you want them to do it again. Last video, I talked a lot about winning and losing attitudes. That's a winning attitude. So that's the good news. The bad news is the Caps. When did they stop being able to defend, like, at all? They allowed 6 goals in this one. The game before that, they allowed 7, and the game before that, they allowed 8. So I guess you could say they're improving. Here's what's extra bananas about that. So, the Capitals game against the Sharks, which, Leafs fans, if you missed it, it was a doozy. That game was a 7-6 overtime final for the Sharks. The Capitals were leading the game, and the Sharks tied it with 1 second to go. But the Sharks themselves are slumping defensively, and in that game, the Sharks became the first team since the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in 1995 to surrender 6 goals in 4 straight games. First time that's happened in 20 years, but if the Capitals surrender 6 goals in their next game against Calgary after the break, they'll be the next team. First time in over 20 years, and then the next team won't even take 20 days. The most concerning thing to me, and this All-Star break maybe couldn't be happening at a better time, is Braden Holtby. You've been watching him all season, Caps fans. I've just been, taking a peek every now and then. That's not the goalie I recognize. Flopping everywhere like a fish. The Leafs score 6. Only 5 of them were on Holtby. They could have easily had more. John Tavares whiffing on an empty net. Siegenthaler saving the day against Kapanen. Siegenthaler, decent player, by the way. Look, Capitals fans, I cheer for a team that was slumping too, and they just won heading into the break. So it's easy for me to say chill. But you know what? Chill. Go into the All-Star break not thinking about the Caps. Try not to even think about hockey outside of the All-Star game. Or just watch different hockey. The Capitals and their fans just have a bit of a breather. I know you're all screaming about the head coach. Give it a breather. The Capitals know how to battle adversity and dig themselves out of holes. Didn't you watch last playoff? That's how I would feel if I were you. Which, by the way, the if I were you segment is always the best version of me, the version of me that I wish I was. The real me would probably be beside himself. How self-aware of you. So let's talk about the game. New Look Line's been criticizing Babcock and the Leafs, but they nailed it as hard as they could have nailed it, I thought. Andreas Janssen went through concussion protocol. He's not playing in this one despite skating. They put Trevor Moore in. Smart. Jake Gardner. Back spasms. Might have played. He skated. Said he's been battling those back spasms since December. Should we play this player? No. Marty Marincin goes in again. New Look Lines. Connor Brown on the left wing. I really like that. Naz3m Kadthree in the middle. Willie on the right. Obviously Lindholm, Gauthier, Moore on the fourth. Hyman Tavares Kapanen. Okay, the idea of removing Mitch Marner from John Tavares makes me physically ill. However, I dig it. They didn't do great in this game, but I dig it. Leave it for a bit. I want to see where this goes. Because that line is annoying. And finally, Patrick Marleau on the left. Austin Matthews in the middle, Mitch Marner on the right. I believe this is the first time in their nearly 3 full seasons together that Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner have started a game on the same line. Very sparingly have they played together at 5-on-5 over the past few seasons. Sometimes when they're down and they need a goal. There was that one time against Montreal where Babcock put together a line of Matthews, Marner, and Matt Martin to basically say, yes, I know we have a big lead, but if you touch these guys, we'll kill you. This is the perfect time to experiment. Dude, you're slumping. You're about to head into the break. You've got injuries, but the players who aren't injured should be fresh as a daisy after a few days off, and you're catching a team on the second half of a back-to-back. The first half was an overtime game. They should be exhausted. Give it a shot. In the beginning of the game, I gotta tell you, didn't start great. Freddie having to come up huge a few times. Maybe his biggest stop was on Kuznetsov. Real scary moment early on, not scoring chance related. TJ Oshie and Alex Ovechkin smash into each other. Oshie mostly pops right up. Ovechkin is down. And he's holding his head, and I'm like, dude, that's concussion protocol. It has to be. And no, that's not just a fan of the opposition wanting one of the best goal scorers of all time to get off the ice. The NHL has concussion spotters for a reason, because a guy like Ovechkin's never going to take himself out of the game, and they wisely told him to go to the back room, at least for evaluation. Luckily for Ovechkin, he came back, and he missed like, what, 10 minutes of actual gameplay? So like 4 or 5 shifts max? It's worth it for your health. Interesting point brought up by Sportsnet at the intermission, though. The panel was hosted by Jeff American and had Doug McLean, Elliot Friedman, and Brian Burke. So Ovechkin is suspended for 1 game because he's not going to the All-Star game. He had the choice of sitting out this game against the Leafs or the next game against the Flames. He chose the Leafs. Now, if he's deemed to be legitimately injured after the game, then he can't attend the All-Star game legitimately. So their discussion was, should his suspension be rescinded? And I agree, yeah, it should be. But now we're in this hairy scenario where he returned to the game and played 2 more periods. But for a player to have concussion symptoms that don't show up until after the game, well, that's not exactly rare. Whether he is injured or not, the Capitals can just say he is, and the NHL would have a really difficult time proving otherwise. My take, whether he's injured or not, I kind of hate the rule anyway. Just let him play Calgary, dude. Now on to the scoring plays. The Matthews-Marner-Marleau line was getting outchanced by a lot early, and sure enough, late in the period, Marleau takes the team's only penalty to send the Caps to the power play. On the power play, Kuznetsov over to Backstrom, and in. Not a good start. And with 73 seconds to go in the period, you just hear all the air leave the building. No! Get this one back! And it's funny, such a big deal was made of the Leafs loading up their first power play unit. That was never supposed to be this team's strength. The Toronto Maple Leafs' strength heading into the season was, even if they're injured, their offense is deeper than yours. So when they get into a hole like this, which is a 1-goal hole, it shouldn't have to always be Matthews or Marner or Tavares. Their third line's got Kadthree and Nylander on it, for crying out loud. Speaking of which, the Leafs have a Franken line of Tavares, Kadthree, and Nylander after the penalty kill. Thank you, Jim Houston, for pointing that out. Willie banging and crashing, the puck goes off his skate, and the puck's in the net. What? I didn't see what happened. It was absolute chaos, but it squeaked in front. Holtby can't cover it up, and Kadthree just jabs it in the net in time. With just 24.3 seconds left in the period, Kadthree, the veteran that he is, by the way, goes, let's go! Morgan Rielly really starting that play. Nylander getting an assist because the puck touched his skate, and some people were like, That goal was the product of hard work and chaos. Nylander was both on that goal. If he's not in there being a nuisance, the Caps probably get the puck back, clear it, and go to intermission with the lead. Instead, smiles. All right, let's go! Nothing can beat us! Second period, Ovechkin slap shot, it's in. Yeah, all right, fair enough. He's such a special player, man. It's annoying. Because he gets behind Morgan Rielly a little bit, but like, most players don't score with that. It's not the 80s or 90s anymore. A lot of forwards don't just come down the wing and rip it. Ovechkin does. A lot was made last night of him catching Sergei Fedorov for the most points ever by a Russian-born NHL player. But dude, Ovechkin is the record book at this point. He needs 12 more goals to catch Brendan Shanahan on the all-time goal-scoring list, a list he'll be top 10 on pretty soon. And very underrated, he had 3 shots in this one, which means what? Alex Ovechkin passed Mike Gardner to move into 6th all-time in NHL shots. It's very likely by the end of the season he passes Al MacInnis and Phil Esposito for sole possession of fourth. Very likely he catches Yager by the time it's all said and done. He's probably not going to catch Ray Bourque because no one's ever going to catch Ray Bourque. That record is ridiculous. But by the time it's all said and done, Alex Ovechkin will be the highest scoring Russian player of all time. Top 10, probably top 5 in goal scoring, if not the top goal scorer ever, and second in shots. In conclusion, later in the frame, Leafs break into the zone. William Nylander takes a hard hit, a high hit from Matt Niskanen. When did this guy become a grinder? But he holds on to the puck. Niskanen loses his stick and he takes advantage of that. Zaitsev streaking in, Ovechkin standing still so he can't go get him. And with a clear shot, Snipsev! Are you kidding me? You just see the weight of the world fall off his shoulders and the Leafs tie it 2-2 with a goal from 2-2, Snipsev, just like everyone predicted. Okay, is it just me or does this guy look like a new man with Travis Dermott? I see some people going, well, it's because Gardner's bad. It doesn't have to be Gardner bad, it could just be Gardner different. Zaitsev looks so much better with Dermott, and Dermott looks so much more like Dermott. The Dermott I was used to watching with the Marlies, controlling the game, not this role player. When Gardner comes back after the break, I would not mind seeing this pairing stick together, get a little bit more minutes, or at least have Dermott's minutes come up, maybe Zaitsev's come down, have Ozhiganov's minutes go up because he'll be paired with Gardner. Just try it. Just try. Just want to see. A few minutes later, Leafs get their one and only power play. John Tavares! How? It's okay to get the puck back! And while the Leafs power play has struggled recently, teams have just done a better job of covering it. Tom Wilson makes a big mistake attacking the point way too aggressively when Riley had the puck. He's attacking the point like Riley's gonna blast it like I wish he would so much more often. Riley gives it to Matthews, who has all the time and space in the world. John Carlson's got no shot. Matthews got one though. Snipe past Holtby! Everyone! Who's got a slump? It's done! I said I wouldn't yell. Leafs have the 3-2 lead heading into intermission. Early in the third, Caps try to even it up right away. Doesn't work. Leafs come the other way. Kadthree and Brown come in together. They manage to stay on side. Brown spins, fires. Bob Ross! Oh my god, the Leafs are using slap shots! I love it! Isn't it amazing? I'm begging for that. Last night, Ron Hainsey's clapping bombs and I'm like, yeah! It's like one of the best offenses in the league. Remember, that's a thing you can do? 43 makes it 4-2 with his second of the game. Midway through the frame, the Leafs are still holding the fort and they're able to get an attack in every now and then. Nylander's got the puck. He sends it back to Brown. Ding ding, what? What? Yeah, what? Oh no, is it happening again? This is hilarious. Nylander sends it to Brown. Brown somehow puts it off both posts. It pops out to Kadthree, who sinks it for his third of the game, which I believe is called a hat trick. Here's the problem, and Caps fans, if you were confused, here's what happened. So a lot of Leafs fans thought Brown scored, meaning Kadthree did not score, meaning Kadthree did not get a hat trick. About a month ago, Leafs fans threw their hats onto the ice twice in 1 week for false hat tricks. One time, they got the goal scorer wrong, and I guess one person threw their hat, so everyone threw their hats. And the second time, there was a scoring change that no one in the building knew about, so they threw their hats. So Leaf fans are a little gun shy, and they're like, wait. But Kadthree, who's been in the slump for so long, is like, throw your damn hat! Here, I'll show you how! Welcome to Scoring a Hat Trick with Naz3m, Kadthree, Bob Ross. Oi, you! That's me, right? We're gonna draw a little circle around everyone who's been waiting forever for this! This is your stupid hat? Also looks a bit like a snail? And you throw it here for me! This has been Scoring a Hat Trick with Naz3m, Kadthree, Bob Ross. I don't remember that character being so angry. Only a few minutes to go, the Caps win the faceoff, bring it back to the point, they put it on, a deflection, a little bounce in front beats the Leafs, it's 5-3. So when you see that the Tavares, Hyman, Kapanen line was -2 in a game where there were only 2 even strength goals against, I wouldn't take that as a sign they were terrible after one game. That was just bad luck. Capitals pull Holtby, Hyman almost gets an empty netter, Hyman almost gets an empty netter, and Hyman almost gets an empty netter. Ovechkin's a goalie apparently, until he gave it away to Mitch Marner, and he got the empty netter because, you know, he needs the goals. Yep, alright, that's fair enough. And the Leafs, pull off the 6-3 win. Wasn't the cleanest. Yes, they were rested. Yes, they were against a tired, vulnerable opponent. Those are the games you're supposed to win, and they did. It all evens out in the playoffs. Questions. Is Adam gonna send Tavares a gift basket for roughing up Tom Wilson? Yeah, that was weird. At the end of the game, Freddie's got the puck covered. Wilson's sort of poking at it, so he starts slashing his stick. Wilson gets all aggro, and Tavares shoves him over. Which, I mean, I think he was right to do. I mean, I don't think I'm biased or anything. I do want to share this one. It's an oldie but a goodie. At Game 6 of the Leafs Cap Series, which I don't like to talk about, I sat next to these two guys in their mid-20s. They started yelling about Tom Wilson. Guy 1, you suck, Tom. Guy 2, nobody liked you in French class. Guy 1, he was actually really nice. He was actually really nice, yeah. I saw someone say that's from a movie. I don't know, I'm just quoting what I heard them say, and I thought it was hilarious. Off the ice, on the ice, he's a git. After listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks. Who do you want to see in the first round? You know I want the Leafs to eventually beat the Boston Bruins. I don't care who they play, and I don't care when they play them. Anybody who wants it can get it. That's a winner's attitude. Did Iggy and Charlie get hot dogs? Okay, someone was messaging me to give the Victory Puppies hot dogs. You don't gotta live with them. All I'm gonna say is Charlie's an old man with a very sensitive stomach. Yeah? You want to end on that high note? Are the Leafs going to be okay? Yeah. They're not perfect. There isn't a single team in the league that is. What about the Lightning? Nope. Yet someone wins every year. They never cancel it. Sorry guys, there's no team that's good enough. They're good, but they still got work to do. So get to work after you chill for a bit. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast coming, I think, Saturday. And hey, if you're willing, still need closed captions, I think, for the past couple videos, please consult the spreadsheet to make sure you're not doubling up. Link down below for that.